Hi everyone, good afternoon. So welcome to our session today. So today we will be talking about mental chatter. So mental chatter is something that I guess happens to all of us. And to me, it's a sign of the throat chakra being a little overactive and perhaps the ajna as well. So let's just talk about it. What kind of mental chatter do we have? We have mental chatter related to what's going to happen. So again, let's just talk about defining what's mental chatter and what's thought process, okay? Because there's a difference. Now, mental chatter is not thinking. Thinking is an active process. So for example, let's say if somebody mentions, let's say a rose, okay? And they ask me, what does a rose smell like? And from the point of rose, what a rose smells like, if I go into the last time that I received a rose, or that roses are used in weddings, or the white roses and the yellow roses. So my mind has gone into a completely different tangent instead of answering the question, which is what is the smell of a rose, for example, right? So when we think actively, we have to keep our mental faculty focused on what is it that we are thinking about. So, when I was in college, I had a friend who would often say, I'll have to think about it. And I used to be like, what? Just tell me what you think, right now. Why this? I have to think about it. But, as I came into Pranic healing and then started practicing Arhatic yoga, that's when I understood that thinking is also an active process. Thinking is also a process that is learned. So let's try it right now. Okay, so let's say for those of us who are having mental chatter, I'd like you to, if you have a piece of paper and pen handy, just write down what is the chatter about. Okay, so let's say it's whatever it is about. So once you have it down what it's about, try to think of the reasons why you have the mental chatter. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then let's try to think of what is the solution. So you've got a problem statement in front of you. Let's say for me, let's say, I don't know, I'm trying to pick a problem statement that will work for everybody. Okay, let's just say problem statement is what will happen to the economy. Okay, general stuff. So the question is, why are we concerned about what's going to happen in the economy? Because it affects our life, because it affects our business, before it affects our employment. Okay, what can we do about it? हम उसके बारे में क्या कर सकते हैं? If what is going to happen to the economy, nobody knows, right? What can we do about it? Probably not a lot, right? Apart from getting ourselves going, apart from doing healing for ourselves. So if we do self-healing, for example, and we are able to generate better ideas as to what we can do with the situation as it is, then that will be helpful, right? So I think, unfortunately, I don't have the book handy here, but I think there is this is what I understand from Master Choa's, one of the Golden Lotus Sutras has this, where he basically says, if you have done everything that you can do about a situation, then stop worrying, because there's nothing more you can do. And if there is something that you can do, then go ahead and do it. Okay, because the reason for this is because when we are doing something about something, then the mental chatter is not there. The mental chatter comes when we are not doing anything about it. We're just kind of like thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, right? The other couple of, because again, we are a solution-based school. So another thing that I would suggest is that if there is mental chatter, you can do SuperBrain Yoga, which is something that we often do over here. You can do Twin Hearts meditation, because Twin Hearts meditation actually flushes the entire body. Okay, but why does mental chatter happen? Mental chatter, in my thoughts, in my understanding, happens because we have not thought through something. Okay, so what is going to happen to the economy? What is going to happen to the economy? What is going to happen to the economy? This, that. But we have no control over that. We only have control over our life and what we are going to do today. That's it. So just focus on what you're going to do today, right? So let's say, for example, some people are afraid of scheduling. So let's say, for example, you have a schedule, 4 p.m. I'm going to meditate with the group. And then before that, I'm going to do healing. After that, I'm going to take a shower or whatever, just have your schedule in place. If you have your schedule in place, you'll realize that a lot more things get done and there is a lot less mental chatter. Because often our mental chatter, let's say, for example, you haven't decided whether you're coming for the session. Then from the morning, you'll be thinking, okay, should I attend today's session? Should I not? Should I attend today's session? Should I not? Oh, but I have to do this. Oh, but I have to do that. Oh. Instead, just bring out a piece of paper. You'll find that for me, everything is pen and paper. You know, I'm like a big pen and paper fan. So anyway, what I would suggest is just pick out a piece of paper and write down, okay, 4 p.m. I'm going to meditate, which means that I should, if you're the kind who's not taking a bath in the morning these days, which a lot of us happen to be doing. So let's say you write down 3 p.m. Okay, I have to take a bath. Okay, so I should probably have my lunch by 1 o'clock so that there is a gap between my lunch and my meditation. Okay, so that puts lunch at 1 o'clock. Okay, so before that, what are the things that I can do? Perhaps I can clean up my room. Okay, fine. So 11 to 12, 11 to 1, I'm going to clean up my room. Okay, what time did I get up? Okay, I woke up at 9. Okay, maybe I can have some lazy time, or maybe I can go for a walk, or maybe I can do some extra exercise. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is, instead of going in for the mental chatter, just try and plan your day. If you start planning your day, the mental chatter will reduce. Okay. Now, the other form of mental chatter, of course, is when other people are not doing what they should be doing, and you have to end up doing it. So I go through this situation a lot in my life also. And what I do is that I try, not always, but I try to do what I have to do with a sense of love, with a sense of duty, and with a sense of compassion. So yes, I do run out of patience sometimes, but I tell myself, okay, my house help is doing everything that they possibly can. My family is doing as much as they possibly can. Right? Isn't that how we are also? Aren't we always trying to do the best that we can do? Right? So if we are already trying to do the best we can do, what's the point of anybody putting any criticism on us for not having done it? Okay. I'm not saying that I'm not criticizing anybody or that I don't get irritated sometimes with my family, with my team, with my family members. It happens. But I try to tell myself it's not really helping. And if I have mental chatter, किया नहीं कभी करते नहीं है ढंग से भी नहीं करते, oh god, you know, blah 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 blah, if that starts to happen to me, then I just stop myself and I'll be like, Sheetal, you're not helping. Instead, if I could have positive thoughts towards that person, if I could send a mental direction to that person. So often I've seen that when I can't verbally repeat something again to like a child who's adult, not a child who's adult, but you know what I mean, my son who's adult, or you know, a staff member who I've already said 2 or 3 things repeatedly, then I'll just talk to them mentally. I'll be like, listen, Atma, I'll be really grateful if you can do this today. Really, really, I'll be grateful. Okay, sometimes even in that horrible tone, but yeah, it still works. Okay, because the bottom line is that we're doing what we can about it. Okay, blessing always helps. Okay, now as far as the torrent of thoughts is concerned, I think I covered this technique a little bit earlier, but we'll just go through it again. One of the things again that I like to do is, with paper and pen, write down all the negative thoughts that you're having, or the torrent of thoughts. Okay, and once you've written them down, maybe what you'll see is that some of the thoughts keep repeating. Okay, maybe over a couple of days, maybe even within the next 10 minutes. It's like, let's say for example, Sheetal is irritated with XYZ. I'll write a few other sentences and then again it'll come. Sheetal is irritated with so and so. Okay, fine. Just look at it objectively. Once you're done writing your piece of paper, just look at it and be like, okay, it seems I'm really irritated. Not I, but you know, whatever, my mental body, my astral body, my vehicles are irritated. Okay, very good. Take that piece of paper, put it to fire, burn it, flush it, do whatever you want with it, right? What you've done is you've distanced yourself from that irritation. And yes, the solution is not going to come overnight, but very often I have seen is that when I'm able to distance myself and just be like, okay, this thing is out of me now, I'm able to calm down. Okay. And as far as getting lost in the torrent of thoughts is concerned, because that's something that someone's put on the chat, that is basically lack of control of the Ajna chakra. So if you have done pranic healing or you are taking healing from somebody, you can just request them to work a little bit more on your Ajna chakra. If you've done basic pranic healing, there's also a method of chakral breathing, which is there in the basic pranic healing book, which you can read and you can practice. And that will really help strengthen the Ajna chakra, because the Ajna chakra wavers when it's not strong enough. So one of the ideas is to make it strong by being aware of it. What else can we talk about? Yeah, and when we find ourselves hopping from thought to thought, again, this is something that I've used in the past. I wanted to start a business and I would get many, many ideas for a business, right? So I would find myself jumping from one to the other to the other. In the process, nothing was really happening. So what I started doing is I started keeping a small notebook, again, pen and paper, but keep a small notebook and write down your ideas in it. Okay, let's say business idea one, business idea two, business idea three, leave a few pages in between. And whenever you get a thought about a particular business idea, put it down in that area. Okay, so maybe you'll have 5 business ideas at the end of it, but you'll have all your thoughts connected with that business idea, or even if it's a home project or whatever it is, you'll have all those ideas in one place. And what it'll do is it'll cut down the chatter. Because suppose, for example, it's like, oh, I had to call that particular guy and find out about this, about my business. And you'll remember that you've already made a note of it in your notebook, and the mental chatter dies down. It's like, oh, okay, I've already made a note of it. When I work on that business, I will do all the tasks related to that business. So start making a to-do list for yourself. Okay. The other thing that I also do is I make a to-do list on sheets of, on these kind of small papers. Because then what happens is that instead of putting too much pressure on myself, every day I can just take out 3 or 4 that I really want to work on today and just leave the rest aside for the day. There's no point thinking about 100 tasks. Not happening. Okay. Most tasks for me personally, if I'm going to do a good job with something, it takes me at least 1.5 to 2 hours. So for myself, I try to schedule no more than 3 tasks in a day. 3 important tasks in it. This is just me. Okay. You may be different. I'm just sharing because the question has come up. And then the rest of the tasks just kind of stay in that little stack. And maybe I'll pull it out tomorrow and I'll decide, okay, I've done with the 1, 2, and 3 today, and 1, 2, and 3 I'll do tomorrow. So you already, it's like the mind is no longer chattering about, I got to do this and I got to do that. The mind is like, this is what I'm going to do today. This is possibly what I'm going to do later. Okay. So I hope that helps. Ultimately, I feel that scheduling and planning helps with mental chatter. Again, in terms of tools, there's SuperBrain Yoga. There's Twin Hearts meditation that flushes our body. There is pranic healing for your chakras, for the balancing of your chakras, especially of the upper chakras, which enable us to think. Okay. And of course, there is the write and burn. So you write down all the chatter and you burn it, the negative stuff. And then you have the write and plan. So then you've already written it down. So suppose I've already written down the task, then you don't need to chatter about it. It's like, okay, it's already in my list. I don't need to think about it right now. I'm going to think about it later when I have to do it. And also before starting to do something, I feel it's a good idea to just think of how you're going to do it. So let's say, for example, I'm going to, make a presentation and I pick up my laptop and I go and take it in the living room, and guess what? It's discharged. Very frustrating. If I have to refer to some books and I have not taken them from the library, very frustrating. So when we sit down for a task, it's also a good idea to make a note of the important things that we require. So laptop should be charged, the books should be available. I should get everything ready before you sit down, because once you sit down, the inertia is there. The inertia is there to not get up again. Okay, and then what happens is if we don't have everything that we need, and we just put the whole project aside and we're like, okay, give me some tea. Okay, so again, these are all self-management things, and of course, mental chatter, Twin Hearts meditation really helps, really, really helps. Okay, I just try to bless something that I really want. So let's bless anything that we want. If it's our vacation, I know it's not possible right now, but it is possible someday. So let's just bless it. If we want to go out, if we want a particular job, let's just bless it. And let's make it something that'll make us happy, something that's doable, maybe like just a slice of chocolate cake. Simple. Just something nice for yourself. Okay. And then let's bless the wishes of other people also. Something for themselves, like a vacation in Jerusalem, for example. I'm just throwing ideas out. Okay. So hopefully that brings a smile to our face. And now in this happy state where we have blessed something that just makes us happy, let's bless the financial targets of every person in the group. Let's bless the health targets of every person in the group. Let's bless their relationship targets and the spiritual targets of every person in the group. Inhale slowly. Let's be aware of our crown, our heart, and our hands. Okay, now I would like us to also be aware of what we have asked for And instead of that, oh my God, when is it going to happen? Uh, let's just visualize the situation when it has already happened. Okay. So once again, so we have blessed everybody else's target. Now let's work on our own. Let's visualize the financial target, and let's just see that smile on your face and the feeling of gratitude and relief once you get it. Okay. So visualize the target, whatever it is. Smile, see it in front of you, see it in your bank account. Or if it's something that is, more material, then just look at the item and just smile and be like, yeah, thank you, God. Okay. For our health target again, instead of thinking, oh my God, I have to do this and I have to do that, and I haven't done this and I haven't done that. Let's just visualize ourselves the way we want ourselves, fit, fine, strong, and smile. What would you do once you had that health target accomplished? What does it do for you? Does it just make you happy? Does it make you stronger? Does it make us able to do more stuff? What is it? So whatever, all our targets are usually meant for something. It's not just the target by itself. The target is for a purpose, right? So let's also think of that and let's be like, okay, cool. That's nice. Okay. Similarly for relationship target, instead of just being like, okay, here we go, blessing the relationship again. Let's visualize what is it that we want from that relationship. Are we looking for cooperation? Are we looking for financial support? Are we just looking for someone to just get off our back? So if they get off your back, what will you do with that free time? Just think about it and smile. Be like, okay, cool, I like this. Okay, so let's bring our wishes alive. And for the spiritual target, again, let's bless our spiritual target. So we are planning a basic pranic healing workshop for those of us for whom the spiritual target is to do pranic healing or to start with pranic healing. That's going to be on the 27th of September and the 4th of October. It's a 2-Sunday workshop. And there's also a weekend workshop on the 3rd and 4th of October. It's going to be in our center in Baliganj Place in Kolkata. Okay. So I want to see a smile, and that smile should come from inside. It should not be a boring process of just blessing. It should be like, yeah, I got it. I'm happy. I'm happy I got this. See it in your system, it's there. And what am I going to do once I get this health target? What am I going to do with it? How is it going to make me feel? Okay. Now with that happy face and happy heart, let's also bless everybody who is affected by the COVID-19 virus. Let's be aware that the planet is on a journey of its own. We are part of the planet. One little cell in the entire planet is just us. One little tiny cell. Just like we have a tiny cell in our body, similarly, we are also cells of the planet, right? So let's just bless everyone affected by the COVID-19 virus. Maybe it was time for those cells to move on, to be regenerated, to be disintegrated, and to start a new journey. So let's just bless them with the new journey that they are on. Okay, let's bless the planet with smooth, harmonious development. Let's invoke the Buddha Kuan Yin for her divine, compassionate, purifying, healing, soothing energy. Feel the pink golden light of the Buddha Kuan Yin descending upon each one of us, surrounding us, making us feel warm and fuzzy, lovey and woolly, or whatever words work for you. Okay, and let's also invoke to the Lords of Karma. So, just like we have a favorite professor who is often firm, often strict, but often teaches us a lot of good things, right? So similarly, the Lords of Karma are strict, they're disciplined, they make us disciplined. So let's just think of our favorite teacher, someone who was strict, firm, but really taught us a lot of things. Okay, so that's the kind of person that I would like us to visualize when we think of the Lords of Karma. They're benign people. They're benign entities, not people. Okay, let's ask the Lords of Karma to help us to learn our lesson rapidly and properly with the firmness, the discipline, and the deep love. And the deep love for us to learn, for us to evolve. We thank you. Okay, let's bless our homes, our offices. Let's bless anything else that we'd like to. And for those of us who are done, let's massage our face while Devapriya prepares to take us through the rest of the exercises. Massage the neck. So make sure you also do the massaging by yourself if you're not doing it right now. This will prevent any form of energy congestion in the body. Okay. Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. Let's start.
Yeah. Start with eye rotations clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Other way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Neck rotation side by side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Upper body twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hip rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Semi squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 40, 41, 49, 50, 51. Done. Then spine bending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Arm rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Elbow stretches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stretch your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. Other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. Foot rotations. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Flexors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. Other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. Clap. Thank you.
Thank you, Devapriya. So thank you, everyone. I hope that was interesting, and I hope you found it useful. So just to recap, for dealing with mental chatter, we are going to do a couple of things. We are going to do SuperBrain Yoga. You can do SuperBrain Yoga, let's say about total of 21 times in a day. So sets of 7 about 3 times a day. So I would suggest that it can be done before your breakfast, before lunch, and before dinner. That's one way to do it. Next is, of course, Twin Hearts meditation, which we are doing at 4 o'clock here and at 9 o'clock on Mondays and 3 o'clock on Tuesdays and Tuesdays and Fridays in Bengali. And you're going to, you can take pranic healing. The next is you can also write down the chatter and just burn whatever is negative. And you can also keep a pen and paper handy and just start to schedule things. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't like to schedule things because you feel tied down, one of the ways to train ourselves is to write them down on pieces of paper. So you're not really binding yourself down to a date and time. You're just kind of writing it down and putting it out there like, okay, it's something that I need to do, but it's also something that I'm not going to do right now. And then out of that pile, pick 2 or 3 things that you're going to do in a day, maybe just one in a day also. It's just because it's a matter of training. It's a matter of training the mind. It's a matter of training the body, of the emotions, of everything to cooperate. So try and do it gently with yourself. So like I said, that's something that I do. Just write it down on pieces of paper, pick out one that you're going to work on today, do that, and then feel happy about it. That's it. Okay, so let's try these techniques to stop our mental chatter. Mental chatter doesn't really help anybody. It doesn't help us. And also we need to keep in mind that if we are constantly chattering at somebody else, then they can hear all the chatter in the energy system. They can also sense it. So what happens sometimes is that when we think about it 15 times and we say it once, even though we may be saying it gently, what happens is the other person actually receives it 15 times already. Okay. And you may find that they're just reacting. It's like, how many times are you going to tell me to do this? Or something like that. Or just, react. So we have to stop our mental chatter. And it's not that easy, I understand. But let's just start. Instead of 15 times, if you can just bring it down to 14, that's not bad. Then 13, then 12, then 11, and gradually bring it down. There's no point being harsh on ourselves because we're also growing, we're also learning, and self-love helps. Okay, so that's it, and thank you so much everyone for joining, and I hope it was fun as much as it was fun for us, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.